Hello everyone, it is time to Ask the Club. We take your questions from the Ball Street Twitter account at Ball Street and then we answer them. We're going to get stuck straight in. This one comes from Milesy20. He says, if Liverpool win the Champions League and Salah gets top goal scorer in the Prem and in Europe, do you think he could win a Ballon d'Or? Would Messi/Ronaldo still win it? I'm of the opinion that it's an outside chance, no matter what Ped will tell you, of Liverpool doing it. He's not going to finish top goal scorer in Europe because Ronaldo's miles ahead. I see no reason why Salah shouldn't be a strong contender for if, and it's a big if, Liverpool do lift the Champions League.
Yeah, I think he'll win it if he has a decent World Cup as well.
With Egypt.
Yeah, but but then that's what I'm saying. If he has a decent World Cup and Egypt maybe get into the quarterfinals, then you would have to say yeah. I think it would all be on the World Cup this year.
You think?
Yeah, I think that's where Neymar thinks he's going to have a big thing, isn't he? A big say in it. If he can help Brazil win the World Cup and he can be the number one, that'll be the. I think it's all about what's the lasting image of a season.
Yeah.
And I think if he wins a World Cup,
The voting time's at a weird time, though, isn't it? The voting's at a weird time, and obviously it gets announced in December. You're kind of like, I forgot a little bit of what someone did.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the
Did they score early in the season or late in the season?
It's the overlasting image of the season, and if Neymar wins the World Cup and he heavily helps them, then he'll probably get it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Ronaldo so far has done, it sounds stupid. I don't know if he's done enough. I don't think Messi's done enough, even though he's been absolutely brilliant. I think Real Madrid will have to win the Champions League and Portugal do well for him.
It's boring that it's just these two year in, year out.
Best.
They are the best. But there's nobody else
But
even
there's nobody else
close to
though.
them.
We've had this discussion loads of times. We think we live in a golden age for two players, but we don't live in a golden age for football. If you go back to the 2000s, the amount of footballers.
But isn't what Salah
this
hurts? But isn't what Salah doing with Liverpool more impressive than what Real Madrid or Ronaldo is doing with a Real Madrid team that won back-to-back Champions Leagues?
Arguably, yeah, and it's probably.
But he'll get a 10 for the votes, probably.
But it depends what he does.
If they win the Champions League and he scores 2 or 3 goals in the final,
yeah, then he'll deserve it.
Probably
should.
Probably
Purely from a Liverpool perspective, I think that's the only way I can give it, unfortunately, is that I'd like to hope it's possible because I think it gives the rest of world footy a little bit of hope that you don't have to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona to fulfil those top-level player ambitions.
Yeah, you do, Salah, you do.
Sure. No, that'll be nice. It'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to get back to a situation where you're
great
like,
in all white, wouldn't it?
No, but the Premier. Shut up. The Premier. Is that not a good? Would that not be a good thing for the Premier League though? Good for Man United too, because look, Man United have become one of those clubs where Real Madrid and Barcelona are still a step up. Don't be like that.
One player always wanted to go to him, and one player's always gonna want to go to him. It's not like they're cherry picking our best players all the time, is it?
No. But it's true though, isn't it? That Real Madrid and Barcelona still hold an aura that people still believe. And look, you were saying before, there is still a correlation between playing for those clubs and winning the big awards.
And which is anti what the correlation to what those clubs have done in Europe or those players have done on the international scene. You just get more votes being at those clubs than you do anywhere else in Europe, which I don't agree with, but that's the reality that we live in.
By the way, Ronaldo's 33. And Messi's 31, and still nobody's getting to their level. No, that's worrying for football, I think.
Yeah.
Is it though, or is it that these two are just that good that when Pele and Maradona and George Best all sacked it, and you had Platini and players like that come in, it maybe takes another direction.
No, it is an interesting one. I think you never know when you're right in the thick of it. Like I say, I would contend that Messi and Ronaldo have it's a freak what they've done. I think they've redefined, they've raised the bar for what we expect. And as I say.
There's one right there.
Okay, go on, Pat. You got the next question.
It's
the actual question comes from.
It comes from Zach LFC7. He says, "Will Mourinho leave if he fails to win the FA Cup? Will it be Mourinho or Pogba leaving this summer?" And there's a perfect case of a player that has been overhyped to death as the next big thing, and everyone every week says he's shite.
That's more perception than reality, though.
Is it though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it though? Because 3 seasons ago, when he was at Juventus, everybody was telling us he was going to be this
Let me give you
absolute
Last
give
season,
you an example.
He leveled up in all of his output in terms of chances created, in terms of assists
But
at United, and was panned.
But let me give you an
This year's
example of it.
barely played.
Kevin De Bruyne has played every single Premier League game. He hasn't had a game that he hasn't had a positive influence on. You can't say that of Paul Pogba. You can pick out his top performances.
Yeah.
They stand out because he hasn't
not
found that consistency.
consistent.
All right, but I think that's more down to the way United are playing at the moment.
Well, that was the
than
question.
himself.
So,
Just a question, because so Zach's asking, will Mourinho leave if he fails to win the World Cup?
He's not going to leave
the
his
World
own
Cup.
choice.
The World Cup.
He's going to do
the FA
really,
Cup.
really, really well.
Do you think it's a one or the other this summer?
Maybe. A few months ago, I would have said no, but there is rumblings behind the scenes of he's a sellable asset, and
Is he Pogba?
of course he is.
No, what I mean is though, is there more value in selling them than there is in sticking
The way the
them in
market's
Adidas
going
kit?
up, you'd probably still get in excess of 100
No,
million.
I know that, but what I'm saying is he more an asset to sell than he is to keep for what he brings to the club?
For me, no, because I think selling your best player doesn't really
Is he
benefit
your
you
best
much.
player?
He's our best footballer.
See, that's why you haven't got anywhere near winning the league.
But we're second.
No, I know, but that's why I'm saying that I think Pogba's a terrific player, but his consistency levels are absolutely garbage. That's what I'm saying.
I think
3 seasons ago when he was at Juventus, everyone was telling us this kid, Man United made a massive mistake.
You
But I
can't
just don't
get the best
see
out of him playing him in the wrong position.
Well, I'm not being funny. I've seen amazing players be played in the wrong positions.
All right, well, I'm going to throw an example at you. 2 examples at you. One, Steven Gerrard couldn't play
I've seen
alongside
him play
Frank
left.
Lampard.
I've seen Steven Gerrard play right back, and he was the best player on the pitch still.
But he couldn't play alongside Frank Lampard, another good midfielder. Why? Just didn't work for them, right? We signed Sebastian Veron and we had Keane Scholes, and we was going to move to a midfield 3, and everyone was like, we're not going to lose a game. Keane, Scholes, Veron, are you mad? Didn't work. Those 3 players couldn't play in a 3 because they weren't great in a 2. Pogba's the opposite. He needs to play in a 3. He's terrible in a 2. Now, them great players, Steven Gerrard couldn't play that same sort of tactical role. He had to be given a bit more freedom, played a bit further forward. It's exactly the same for Pogba. If you want the best out of him, you've got to play him in a position that
Steven
gets the best out of him.
Gerrard scored 20 plus goals playing right mid. But that's the difference. Is you say about Steven Gerrard couldn't play whatever. Steven Gerrard didn't have a bad until his last season for Liverpool when he was dead old. Didn't have a bad season. He excelled when he was given a job,
But you see
whatever
the point
job
making
that
with
was.
England?
No, I get
Those 2 didn't work.
Hang on, whoa, hang on. The difference with England is you turn up once a month and you're asked to play in a position.
It's still the same.
Pogba,
in theory, that should still work. 2 great players.
Shouldn't,
3
if
great
Pogba's
players.
good enough, shouldn't just the fact that he's good enough mean that he is intelligent enough to be able
So
to...
explain why Roy Keane, who's someone who's panned him for this, Paul Scholes, who's someone who's panned him for this, couldn't play with an absolute beast of a player in a 2001 vintage Veron.
Hang on.
Under the greatest manager that's ever lived.
Yeah, but
Would you argue that Veron never did it in England?
I'm a bit
anyway?
older than you. I can remember that. I might
it
be
was-
able to remember that team clear. I think Veron suffered. I don't think Keane suffered because he just played his
No,
number.
the team suffered.
Scholes suffered. Yeah, but Veron suffered.
No,
That's
Veron
what-
was all right.
No,
But the team...
whoa, hang on. I remember when he came
I
in. He
remember
should
him.
have been a world beater. You're
He was
absolutely
all right.
He should have been, and he was
He
brilliant.
goes down as like the biggest flop ever, and that
No,
just
but he wasn't the
case.
biggest flop because in Europe he was fantastic because that suited his style. You know, straps
Exactly.
around the
The
ankles,
team-
slowed the game
The
down.
team suffered.
But but I think that's
We let
because
Arsenal win the league.
his pace didn't match up to the rest of the Man United team.
I disagree. Some of his best performances
fair
actually was like in derbies.
You were about
He was
7.
mint.
I was a grown man at this point.
I'd left school by then.
7.
With ensure education system. The next question, Steve, do you want to pass one back to Pen for me?
Should Everton come out and make a statement about Allardyce's future? In my opinion, they should. Says Sophie Gallagher 4. # ask the club.
No, Sophie, they shouldn't come out with a statement. They should come out and get rid of him.
Is the statement
Yeah,
sacking
the
him?
statement is Sam no longer works here. That should be the statement. Yeah, he's done his job. Let him go. Let him go to pastures new. He's a free spirit. He
Just wants to run through the wheat.
Wants to run through the wheat like with Theresa May, holding hands, looking for the gravy. No, I would seriously let him go now and just say thanks.
Do you reckon he dunks his crisp in gravy?
Yes. Wow. Whilst having a shit.
On the phone.
Two-ration posts. Yeah, definitely.
I would say thank you. You've done your job.
There's a mental image and a half there.
Here's your 10 million quid, and which you will get, and thanks very much.
Who's you getting?
Well, fans want
Because fans are always right, aren't they?
Fonseca.
from Shakhtar Donetsk. That's who we want because he's got a really boss name and looks amazing in a Zorro costume.
He's dead foreign compared to Sam Allardyce.
He's
That's what we want.
He's from Mars compared to Sam Allardyce.
Like
I think that's yeah. Doesn't he Greg's?
Or his own snot on the side of the pitch.
No, he's. Yeah. No, I think that fans sort of want an identity. They want to.
It's not that identity.
He has got an identity. Yeah, it's just not that identity Everton fans want. They want a new identity. They want someone who feels like they know where they're going. Let's put it that way, and has got a style of play, and just get everyone on board with it. You know what? People just want to be happy. People just want to go to the match and be happy and just feel like it's all going in the right way.
We said this the other day, didn't we? Is that there's a degree to which if the net result is going to be Everton finishing sort of around the same part of the table, 7th or 8th or whatever, you're going to achieve that regardless. You might as well do it having a bit of fun along the way.
Exactly, and all believing in the same thing. Yeah. And that's all it really was under Martinez for
Bring
the first...
back Bobby Martinez.
No, don't. No, don't.
Why is it?
No, let's
see Sam Allardyce at a Jason Derulo concert with
you know, or a Boyzone one with Kenny and
Andy Carroll.
No, fans just want to go to the match and just be all pulling in the same direction. If it doesn't always work, it doesn't always work. But at least if you're doing it together, then fans are happy, aren't they?
Steve, you wanted to bring one to the table as well.
Yes, so it was Leon Miller was saying...
Miller?
Something like that. It's his handwriting. Said, should Sessegnon go to Russia for the experience? No.
Not at all.
No, because he should be the number 3 and he's starting every week.
Really?
Why is a failed winger at United in Ashley Young likely to be going as the first choice left back?
No, is it just
Over
that?
Sessegnon.
But it's interesting because there's been 2 conversations stemmed out of this weekend. One's about Sessegnon on the left-hand side, and the other one's about Trent Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool on the right-hand side. And Steve McManaman, talking about the Trent stuff, was quite adamant that it would be a complete waste of Trent's time to go with England with that squad. If you're going to be third choice, what's nonsense. The point? You're better off at home having a rest.
No, it's nonsense.
Completely disagree.
It's complete nonsense. If they think he's good enough to go to the World Cup, he should go to the World Cup. Simple as that. For the experience, for the chance to play, for whatever, he should go.
I think the Sessegnon stuff's interesting, but I also think that we need to be careful with lads like this. We saw this with the Walcott stuff back in 2006.
No, he's not 16, though, is he? How old is he?
How many games had Walcott played at that point?
No, true enough. But my point,
he's got like 80, 90 games.
Sorry, the point that I'm driving at is not so much. I'm not saying that he's not ready physically, not necessarily that. It's more that what's the rush? What is the rush? He's 17 years old. You could have him be a top quality, but don't fucking ruin him by taking him to a World Cup at 17 years old.
Probably because he's better than the guy that's going to start. Well, yeah, how's that for a reason? Call me old-fashioned. Let's pick the best players.
I'd take him because I think he can play 3 positions. He's
playing 3 positions that England are traditionally
anywhere down the left.
Well short in.
England are not overabundant with players, and also he's in good form. He's played a lot of football. He's in the summer. He's likely he's gonna make a big move somewhere, whether it be.
He can't go on a piss to Marbella, so just let him go Russia.
Whether it be Spurs or whoever, there'll be plenty of people looking at him. So I don't see this issue with dropping down a league. The quality. Clearly, he's head and shoulders better than anyone else in that division in his position.
When you consider the players that are going to be coming in, there's mid-table Premier League teams, and we've already discussed mid-table Premier League might as well be just outside the relegation zone Premier League as well. No, because that's how crap a lot of the quality is in this league this season. You're right. What would you rather have? A lad who's been struggling, battling, and just embroiled in a load of shite at the bottom end of the Premier League, or a lad who comes into a season flying
Yeah.
in amazing form, dead new, dead exciting.
Are England going to win the World Cup?
No.
Not at all, right? So you might as well bring Kevin Keegan back, bring Sessegnon, bring every player that's exciting, and go and have a go. Because you're not going to win it. Let's not pretend that we're going to out-tactic the Germans, or we're going to out-flare the Brazilians, or we're going to just outplay Spain. That's not going to happen. But what we do have is a couple of exciting youngsters. So take them, play them, give them the experience. What are you going to take a 31-year-old Ashley Young for to play at left-back? Do me a favour. To do a job. Why don't we build for the future for a change? Why don't Southgate come on and go, I'm not taking anyone over the age of 29, and we're going to have a good goal for next year. We ain't good enough to win it this year, but we're going to have a good goal. And do you know what? For a change, the press would actually get behind England, actually give a shit about England, maybe. And everyone could actually feel like it was worth our time to even watch and bother watching England. Because at the moment, England are going to be there, but I'm going to be watching all the rest of the teams. I don't care about England.
It's interesting. I agree with it. I like taking one young, exciting player because I can't help but hark back to '98 and Michael Owen being there and being that vibrant option and just that feeling of excitement.
1990 with Gaza.
Some young lad, some talented lad on and go on.
You just don't care.
Have a bit of a
Rooney
run.
in 2004
Rooney,
before he breaks his foot.
Absolutely.
There's form for this happening. Take someone exciting.
That nobody else knows about.
Yeah.
As well.
Take someone that's going to be exciting and let the country get behind him. The problem with England is that we fly through qualifying every single time. Then everyone gets excited because qualifying's garbage, to be honest with you. So you're playing against literal farmers and postmen.
Literal.
And then you think that you've got a chance against the likes of, look at France's third team and realise that it would bitch slap England. Look at Germany's second team and realise that England couldn't even lace the boots of it. So we've got to accept what we are, which is proper shit outside the top 10 teams in world football. Take some young lads that actually could have a career rather than someone's at the tail end of a career and actually shit and doesn't even deserve to go in the first place. And go and let the country get behind them. That's why we can't fucking stand watching England.
What you could do is you could edit that so it looks like it's on Man United.
Fantastic, let's do that. Listen, thanks everyone for watching the show this week. Leave us your thoughts on everything we discussed in the comments below. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. See you next Monday for more Social Club.